So this is the DS game, WarioWare D.I.Y. Much like previous games in the WarioWare series, it centers around a long series of very small games, usually 3 to 5 seconds in length. Let's go here. The game blender lets me see a bunch of different games in rapid succession. Each of these games is completely creatable in the tool, which is the main draw for D.I.Y, as opposed to previous WarioWare games. And all these assets can be used in games of your own. You can see that there's a pretty impressive variety of games you can make with the game tool. So where it gets interesting is the D.I.Y Studio, where I have the Super Maker-Matic 21, which comes in several flavors. I can make games, I can make records, and I can make 4-panel comics. But the Game Maker-Matic will probably be the big draw. So here is one of the games that came with the game. It plays normally like this. So I'm avoiding the paratroopa. Now under the hood, I can go into the graphics tab, and I can see, here's Mario, and maybe I'm one of those guys that likes Luigi better. So actually I think Luigi is this color. So maybe I'll be Luigi for a while. And then if I want to see how that looks, I can immediately go back to playing. Of course, because I only changed the one frame, the animation looks all silly now. But I can also change the background if I want to have it happen in a bright yellow place. I can do that. I can add stamps if I want to have a little house there. If I want to have some spooky eyes watching in the background, I can do that too. I can also go and change the music. Naturally, this game uses the standard, the famous Mario theme song, but I can change that. I can change the instrumentation. I can change the tempo. I can do all sorts of things, or I can just write a new piece of music. The assembly area is where I actually change the game logic. This is how the basic setup here is: a trigger happens. When this trigger happens, this action should happen. So when the left button switch turns on, meaning the left button got tapped, then Mario is going to go west or left, and change his art to the walking animation left, and also turn Mario's switch on, which is a behind-the-scenes way for the objects to communicate with each other. So any number of things can be altered out of the games that come with it, and of course you can also create your own games from scratch. So the Record Maker-Matic is the same as the Music Maker that's in the game. There's also a bunch of different kinds of instruments to choose from, and 5 different tracks to work with, so I can have a harmony going. I can also have a rhythm section. The other thing that's really intriguing is the distribution center, where I can not only share my creations with my DS-owning friends, I can upload to the showcase game and see what I've done on the big screen, and/or download the games that come with the WiiWare game to this game to either play or just use for parts. If you don't want to get right into the whole complicated making games yourself, in WarioWare Incorporated, you can go and you can take tutorials to learn how to use all those tools. You can also go to the Job Center and do a freelance game. So, for example, in Wario Quest, this is an RPG that's almost done, except it needs a monster to fight. So here's a suggested piece of art from Wario, but I can also just turn that off and draw whatever I feel like drawing. So let's say I want to fight Earth. There we go. And I can go and play my new RPG with the enemy planet. Yay, I defeated the enemy. So there's a lot of different points of entry to getting into your game creation. If you just like to make music, you can open up any game, change the soundtrack. You can use the Record Maker-Matic to make your own records. You can make games from scratch, or you can alter existing games. And really, the options, it's all up to you. Lots of games to work with to start with. A continuous stream through the Ninsoft store, and anything you want to do is up to you.